Friends, today we are heading to one of the most famous cities in the world, New York City. A place where dreams come true, where cultures from around the globe come together, and where new stories are created every day. It is a city where almost every language is spoken. This is a city that never sleeps. Yes, this is New York City. Many people mistakenly think that New York is the capital of the United States, but that is not true. The capital of the United States is Washington, D.C. New York, on the other hand, is one of the 50 states of the United States. New York City is the largest and most famous city in New York State. In today's video, we will explore the important and interesting aspects of both New York City and New York State. We will also discuss how you can travel to the United States, which type of visa you should apply for, and whether you can apply for a U.S. visa yourself without using an agent. What is life like for people living in New York? And what kind of jobs do Pakistanis do there? Why does almost everyone want to visit New York City? We'll explore all of this in today's video. So, let's begin our amazing journey through New York. New York is a state located in the northeastern region of the United States. It is the fourth most populous state in America. The state has many major cities and covers a total area of approximately 141,000 square kilometers. New York State has a population of nearly 20 million people. However, the most famous city in the state, and one of the most famous cities in the entire world, is New York City. New York City is also known as the Big Apple, and the city itself has a population of around 8 million people. It is much more than just a city. It feels like the entire world has come together in one place. People from countless countries, cultures, and backgrounds live and work here. The city stretches along the Atlantic Ocean, giving it a long and important coastline. One of the world's biggest sporting events, the FIFA World Cup Final, has also been held in the New York metropolitan area. MetLife Stadium is located around 10 miles from New York City, and the stadium can accommodate more than 90,000 spectators. The final match was played between Argentina and Spain, with Spain eventually winning the final. This is a state-of-the-art, modern stadium. It was built in the New Jersey area. Friends, New York is home to more billionaires than almost any other city in the world. In fact, it is considered one of the major billionaire hubs of the world. Later in the video, we'll show you some of the most famous and luxurious areas where these wealthy people live. If we look at New York's history, it goes back hundreds of years. Before Europeans arrived, Native American tribes lived in this region. Contrary to popular belief, Christopher Columbus did not discover this area. It was first explored in 1524 by Giovanni da Verrazzano, an Italian explorer. Later, between 1624 and 1625, Dutch settlers established a settlement here and named it New Amsterdam. So, New Amsterdam was actually the original name of what would eventually become New York City. And here's a fact that might surprise you. In 1626, a man named Peter Minuit reportedly acquired the island of Manhattan from the Native Americans for goods worth around $24. Today, Manhattan is one of the most expensive and prestigious areas in New York City. With property prices at astronomical levels, even a small apartment can cost millions of dollars. In 1664, the British took control of the area and renamed the city New York, after the Duke of York, a member of the British royal family. By 1785, New York had become an important political center of the United States. Later, the 5 boroughs of New York City, Manhattan, Brooklyn, Queens, the Bronx, and Staten Island, were brought together to form what is now known as Greater New York. Today, more than 800 languages and dialects are spoken in New York City. People from almost every part of the world have come here and made the city their home. One major reason for this is New York's location along the Atlantic coast. For centuries, immigrants arriving in America from Europe often entered through New York City. This is why New York developed into one of the most culturally diverse cities in the world. New York's population has roots in communities from across Europe, Asia, Africa, Latin America, and many other parts of the world. Native American communities, who lived in the region long before European settlement, remain an important part of its history and identity. Today, New York City also has large Indian and Pakistani communities, particularly in areas of Brooklyn, Staten Island. Jackson Heights is often considered the heart of South Asian culture in New York. The area is filled with Indian and Pakistani restaurants, clothing stores, grocery shops, and businesses, making it feel like a small part of South Asia within New York City. Another area with a large Pakistani population is Coney Island in Brooklyn. You can find halal meat shops, Pakistani grocery stores, restaurants, and other South Asian businesses throughout the neighborhood. The Pakistani population in New York City is estimated to be close to 100,000, while the Indian community numbers around 250,000. People from these communities work in a wide range of professions. Some drive taxis or work in transportation, while others run businesses, work in restaurants and stores, or hold professional jobs in fields such as technology, finance, healthcare, and education. New York is one of the most modern cities in the world, but that modern lifestyle also comes with a very high cost of living. If we look at GDP and income statistics, New York has a very high average income. The annual income per person can be around $160,000 when measured using broader GDP per capita figures. However, this number is heavily influenced by the large number of extremely wealthy people living in the city. For ordinary residents, the average annual income is much lower, at around $80,000. Let's take a look at how much people earn annually in New York. A software engineer can earn around $160,000 per year, while a doctor can make approximately $300,000. A lawyer may earn around $160,000, while a teacher can make close to $90,000 a year. A taxi driver may earn around $70,000, while people working in restaurants can earn approximately $40,000 annually. The cost of living in this city is also very high. For many people, monthly living expenses can reach around $5,000, depending on their lifestyle and housing situation. New York is one of the most expensive cities in the world. When it comes to religion, New York is extremely diverse. A large portion of the population identifies as Christian, while around 26% are non-religious. Muslims make up roughly 3%, Jews around 8%, with the remaining population following various other religions and beliefs. The Jewish community has a particularly strong presence in New York City, especially in parts of Brooklyn. Jewish communities can also be found throughout major business and residential areas of the city. Many people live within close-knit communities, maintaining their own cultural traditions, businesses, schools, and places of worship. The Jewish community has also played an important role in New York's history, business, culture, and political. New York's mayor is Zohran Mamdani, who became the city's first Muslim mayor in 2025 and quickly became famous around the world. He was born to a family with roots in Uganda and gained widespread attention through his social media-driven campaign and his unique political style. Friends, whenever you search for New York on the internet, one of the first landmarks you will see is the Statue of Liberty. Interestingly, the Statue of Liberty is not originally an American creation. It was a gift from France to the United States. The statue was officially dedicated in 1886, and for generations, it has welcomed immigrants and visitors arriving in New York Harbor. People approaching the city by ship could see the statue from a great distance. Now, let's take a look at modern-day New York State and New York City. One of the main entry points for international travelers is John F. Kennedy International Airport, or JFK Airport. From the airport, travelers can take the train and other public transportation options to reach central New York City. Skyscrapers are everywhere in New York. Everywhere you look, you'll see towering buildings, almost like a forest of skyscrapers. Each building seems more modern and impressive than the last. New York is also known as a movie city. Many Hollywood and Bollywood productions have been filmed here, and more than 1,000 movies and TV productions have used locations across the city. New York is also considered one of the world's major financial capitals. One reason is the presence of the Federal Reserve Bank of New York, which stores a massive amount of gold in its underground vault. The gold is kept deep beneath the streets of Manhattan, roughly 80 feet below ground, making it one of the most secure gold storage facilities in the world. For the most part, you'll find New York's major areas relatively clean and well-maintained. However, like any huge city, some streets and neighborhoods can have litter, unpleasant smells, and other urban problems. Now, let's head to one of New York's most famous landmarks, Times Square. Times Square is filled with enormous digital billboards, bright signs, shops, restaurants, and crowds of people. It is especially famous for its nightlife and remains busy almost around the clock. You'll also find street performers and entertainers throughout the area, adding to the lively atmosphere and making Times Square one of the most recognizable places in New York City. And throughout the night, the streets remain crowded with people. This area is located on 42nd Street in New York, where you'll find some of the biggest crowds in the city. Many of the world's most famous brands have stores here, which attracts huge numbers of shoppers. However, prices in this area can be extremely high. The easiest and most affordable way to travel around New York City is the subway. Much of the subway system runs underground, and by taking the subway, you can reach almost any part of the city quickly and conveniently. New York is also famous for its incredible food culture. You can find everything from Arabic and Lebanese cuisine to Asian food, along with countless small food stalls and street food vendors. Many of these small vendors operate from compact stalls, especially around busy tourist areas. One of the busiest spots for street food is around Times Square, where you can find a wide variety of quick and affordable meals. New York is often called the entertainment capital of the world, largely because of its famous Broadway theater district. Broadway is home to some of the most renowned theaters and productions in the world, attracting millions of visitors every year. Friends, all of this is located in Manhattan, the most famous and iconic part of New York City. As you walk through Manhattan, you can almost feel as if you have stepped into the future. Everywhere you look, there are enormous skyscrapers and modern buildings stretching toward the sky. The sheer number and height of the buildings create an incredible urban landscape. Friends, when it comes to getting a U.S. visa, you can also apply for the visa yourself from home. I'll provide the relevant link in the description. Getting a U.S. visa can be challenging, but it is definitely worth trying. Let me now explain some of the major visa categories that may help you understand which visa is appropriate for your purpose. The A-1 visa is generally for diplomats, while the A-2 visa is for certain military personnel and government officials. The B-1 visa is for business-related travel, while the B-2 visa is generally used for tourism, visiting family or friends, and certain medical purposes. When applying for a visa, always provide truthful and accurate information. Never give false information or submit fake documents. The B category visa application fee is subject to change, so applicants should always check the latest official U.S. government fee information before applying. Friends, New York City is not just a city. It is a global hub where people arrive with dreams, work hard, and try to write their own stories. The true beauty of New York is not only found in its skyscrapers, wealth, or modern infrastructure. Its real charm lies in its people, cultures, diversity, and the countless stories of those who come here searching for a better future. This was New York City, a city that truly never sleeps. If you enjoyed this documentary, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next video.